Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you on Tuesday, the 18th of February. Matt Fargo joining me as always. Brian Biller, a couple days off. Maybe it's not snow related. He's fine. He's not freezing to death. It's just sometimes we got things to do. It happens. We have a life outside of betting. As crazy as that is, we do this full time. But we got kids, we got doctors' appointments, we got to take people too. Life comes at you fast. But not as fast as you coming in and hit the like button here on the YouTube channel here for Winner Circle. Like, subscribe, notification bell on so you know each and every day we come in here with free pick videos. College hoops yesterday with Chip and Doug. We go 2-1. Not bad. 25-19 with our college basketball free picks. But mostly it's been Matt, Brian Biller, and myself doing college hoops. So we've been doing all right with our free picks here. Thursday, NBA will be back, and we'll come back to some NBA free picks there. But hello, college basketball. That's what we'll be focusing on today. Again, these will be our free picks in the Purdue-Michigan State game, Kansas-BYU game. You want our premium Steph too. I mean, we can talk about Steph Curry or whatever. Or maybe somebody named Stephanie. I don't even know what we're talking about. But the premium stuff will be at gamblersworld.net. That's where you find our best plays in all sports, college hoops, NBA, hockey, soon to be baseball, and it's almost NFL and college football time. Next, the draft is here. Then it's a preseason Hall of Fame game. It's August and it's football season. So the premium stuff at gamblersworld.net. Day pass $69.99 is always good for Matt Fargo and sometimes myself. There's multiple games, multiple packages up. Get a day pass. 3 7-30-day packages guaranteed. We show you a profit, or we credit you back over whatever time period you bought. And you go at it again. But honestly, if you buy anyone for a 3, 7, or 30-day, chances are you're probably going to make money in the long term. And you could have a good day. You could have a couple good days in a row. But long term, that's why we've been around for 25, 30 years. And in case of Doug, Mark Long, and that crew, we're going into the 80s and further back. So we've been doing this for a while. We win more than we lose. That's the idea of the game. Matt Fargo, my guy, how was the weekend? I know you got a little snow and cold weather up there. I know you're excited. Listen, baseball starts Thursday to thaw you out a little bit. But how's the weekend, and what do you got on tap for a Tuesday night?
Yeah, weekend was good. It's funny. Like, I was thinking about this morning. Like, we had 144 college basketball games on the main slate on Saturday, right? And a decent Sunday, and then you go to 3 games in one day. That's it. On the main slate, if you're not counting the SWAC. Like, can they schedule this stuff a little bit differently? Like, can we get a little more action on Monday? You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
What are you talking about? I had 5 games last night in the added games.
Oh, you bet the SWAC. I don't go to the extra games. I don't go there.
I went 4-1 in the
Nice.
SWAC South End. Yeah. Well, I lost Lehigh, but or 3-1. Morgan State was a winner. Houston Christian was a winner. Southeast Louisiana, and I just missed the Delaware State. Freaking the team hit the other team. I mean, you're up 9. They fired a 3 with no time on the clock, and they counted it.
Oh, yeah,
terrible.
That's
Otherwise, we've been a great day. Yeah, I like those conferences. I like them. I feel like the marquees. Listen, yesterday I gave out the Duke over here as a free pick. Never in doubter. But I think when it comes to the lines and spreads in these matchups, they're right on point. There's
absolutely.
I mean, we're going to be talking about 4 schools today. Kansas is a blue blood. You could even say Michigan State's probably up there. They've been a good team for 25 years. What is that? They're probably a borderline blue blood type kind of ball club. Good teams are. Is there really I could pick off a Southland underdog, a Big Sky, Big West kind of underdog. These are a little tougher here when it gets to the bigger conferences, I think.
Oh, I totally agree with that. And when I say I don't do the extra games, like the conferences you were just talking about, the SWAC and the ACE and all that stuff, but you get to the Summit, the Big Sky, conferences like that, I don't think the lines are as sharp, and you can definitely find value in those. Whereas, you look at, I had Saturday, I had Alabama against Auburn, a marquee game. And I just threw it out there because it was a great game. And I thought the home court would win it. It didn't. But that line was sharp, and it's one of those games where you shouldn't bet it, but sometimes you do just because it's a good game. Those are the ones that sometimes you have to stay away from, though. And I agree with what you're saying.
I got my little book because this is, again, I was telling you about my Southeast Louisianas and that nonsense last night. And February's coming around. I jump into these no-name conferences with mixed results. Like you start jumping into the SWAC in the Southland, and the underdogs, what I like to play on, they've gone 20-13. And then I mix in the you take them versus like your McNeeses, like your good teams in those that are so much better. Your Bryants that are big favorites or something. They've gone 8-3. So you're at 28-36. It's not a real good winning recipe right now for these kind of games. But if you kind of weed out some of the ones you don't want to play based on, I just can't. My gut, I can't take. It's like LSU SEC day. Do you come in with LSU and in this SEC match versus South Carolina? Hey, I'm going to take South Carolina, even though they're 0-12 in SEC. Can you swallow that? Sometimes I just can't. I can't swallow those kind of things. But I like the little conferences. Yeah. I do.
I do too. I agree with that.
No little conferences here. Well, listen, real fast. Vladdy, no contract. I'll see you in the post. See you in the offseason. Are they going to deal this guy?
Probably. Unfortunately, I think it's probably going to happen. I don't know.
Why wouldn't you sell him? You trade him last year. You could have went to Seattle and got one of their young pitchers and probably another kid because they need offense. They would have given you a frontline starter because that's all Seattle has, a great frontline starters, and probably a prospect because you got 2 years. Now he's a rent-a-player.
Yep. I think part of it was they were waiting on Bregman. And, a month ago, whatever it was, Toronto was in the mix for getting Bregman. And then, a couple weeks ago, it came down to the Red Sox, Tigers, and Cubs. And right then, Toronto was like, okay, we can't get these guys. So
you can if you overpay.
And they have the money to do it, but they won't. And
I'm tired of hearing that Toronto has money. They don't spend it.
I 100% agree with you. They just don't. It's been this way for years, and they've had so many opportunities, and they just fail every time. And now we have Max Scherzer, so let's go.
I'm looking to do some Scherzer season-long under props. Him and probably Verlander. I would look for season-long unders. Those guys, are they staying healthy? They're not staying healthy. They're not pitching 32 games.
No. I mean, I hope they both do. But no, they haven't for the last few years. So, yeah.
I don't think they're not getting any younger, not any healthier. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. We had a little chip in there for a little baseball. We got Cubbies and Dodgers on Thursday, and you got to take the Cubbies as a nice spring training underdog there. They'll probably getting a good number from the Dodgers. But anyway, let's move into round ball. Again, 25-19 here with our college basketball free picks on the winner circle. Purdue and Michigan State. Sparty, a 3-point favorite, total of 148.5 here, Matt. I mean, both of these guys, and you'd think I look at these ATS numbers for both, 15-11 for Purdue, 15-9 for Michigan State. I thought they'd probably be worse. You look at some of these bigger schools and you'd be like, well, you're paying a little tax on them, name brand. The number here seems right. Michigan State comes in, dropped 3 of 4. 2 of those were on the road and heading out west, USC and UCLA. Okay. The Indiana loss, I could almost chalk up like you see that one coming in slow motion, right? They're hanging a banner for Rizzo. Hoosiers come in, our coach is stepping down. It was like a perfect storm of they were going to have a dogfight on their hands. And then Purdue's coming in off back-to-back losses. I'm not a big Purdue guy, number one. And I love Rizzo. I think as much as the game may be passing by because he's not I shouldn't say he doesn't pay the guys. I'm sure they're probably doing something back in the day like most teams were. But he's not one of those I don't want to say Calipari type guy, just bringing in, even Duke at the tail end of Coach K is bringing in all the one-and-done type guys. He kind of like builds players up and stuff like that. I don't know if this season I thought maybe the game is passing by and they're sitting here, whatever they are, 19 wins, 7, how many wins they have. I kind of like them in this spot. I think it's a good spot for them. What do you say? What say you?
I do too. I do too. Coming off that win over Illinois, like they were down big early in the first half of that game, and they just fought back, and it was a big road win for them. And like the one thing I don't like is Purdue has, 2 straight losses. So normally that's kind of a side I want to back, but this Purdue team is not what they have been the last few years, in my opinion. I think we're getting Michigan State in a kind of a buy low situation where, Izzo's coming off. I forget what career win it was, but he broke the Big Ten record, and that's all.
Yeah.
All good and stuff. And could there be a celebration? Sure, but it's Purdue. This is a big game. This is a big game for them. They lost. They haven't played yet this year, but they've lost, I think, 5 or 6 straight against Purdue. So it's kind of a revenge spot as well. And I think this is the best Michigan State team against the worst Purdue team in the last couple of years. And I think the line is a little bit short. I think Michigan State, they only have 1 loss at home. I think they get it done here.
I prefer to lay a minus like the 140 there because the 3 is like, listen, official show pick -3 Michigan State for Matt Fargo. Again, I just think, you see so many kind of close games here in these things where it'll come down to being a 1 or 2 point game. And you're like, right. You're right there at the end. All of a sudden something happens and it turns into 73-72 instead of 73-69. You're like, what just happened here?
Right. But do you want to lay 160 on Michigan State?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, the old days it was like a 140ish range. Now with the way these splits are now, it's like 165. Yeah. Just ridiculous nonsense. That's why I said I'd rather lay 140, but
right.
Yeah. And also for State, let's find out how good you are. As you said, Purdue, back-to-back losses for them. They got Michigan, a road trip to Michigan up next. Then at Maryland, who I had Iowa on, I guess that was Sunday. I'm getting like 12 points. I'm thinking we got 51 at the half. I'm feeling good. We're putting up points. I think they scored maybe 12 the entire second half. They were
leading. They were leading at halftime, right? Yeah, they scored. Yeah, you're right. They scored like 12 or 14 points in the second half. Yeah.
I'm like, what just happened here? They were winning, and I'm getting wow. Maryland, that's not an easy game. They got a tough little schedule here. They can go from 20-5 to 20-11 real fast. Purdue, Michigan, at Maryland, Whiskey, at Iowa, and home versus Michigan. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how good this team is.
I agree. And if you want to look at like a matchup situation here, like Wisconsin was, I think I saw 20 for 22 from 2-point range, and Michigan State has size. They're big, and they can control the inside, I think, in this game, as far as easy buckets and offensive rebounds and all that. So if you want to go from that standpoint, I think Purdue could be in trouble once again.
You see it scrolling. College basketball March Madness package up right now, $299 all access. Go get it. You get everything through the championship game, which is April, so you're getting a month. It's the 18th, so you're going to get like a month and a half almost of plays. That's your conference tournaments, all of them. Atlantic Sun starts March 2nd. You're going to get everything from the Atlantic Sun play-in game or whatever the heck they got going on March 2nd, all the way through the Natty in April. Great deal for $299. Again, like, subscribe, notification bells on here on the Winner Circle YouTube. GamblersWorld.net for our best bets. And Matt has, I believe, 4 packages up today. I believe 4 or 5 packages up here.
4.
5.
Yep.
4.
4.
4 of them.
4.
Get the day pass for $69. Get on board with Matt Fargo's premium stuff today. Again, his free pick, Michigan State -3. I'm going to head out west. It's weird to say when we're talking about the Big 12, but BYU and Kansas. Kansas in a second leg of their elevation tour, and we're not talking U2 elevation tour. These guys lost the other night. This line here, it is 3. It opened at 1.5, total 148.5. Kansas is 3-6 on the road. And a lot of times look at that and it's like, how are we going to take Kansas? We're taking home dogs. We're going against Kansas because they're laying. And again, they're 3-6 on the road. They're not covering these kind of numbers. Your first instinct, at least for me, man, would be like, I'm going to take Kansas here. Off a loss. I'm getting points as opposed to laying them. It's a good spot. I don't know if this is a good team for Kansas. I mean, they're 17-8. This does not look like a vintage kind of a team. I know this is their second time up here, right? That BYU and these schools have joined the Big 12, so it's not a new trip, but it's definitely something I think these guys take a little getting used to going up playing these things. They haven't played them all that great. I mean, you're off a loss last year here. Well, you did take care of business. We got to go back to 2019, last time they played Utah. In Utah, are we sold on that one? BYU beat them at home last year. I'll lay the 3. I don't mind laying BYU -3 here. Give me BYU -3. Again, Kansas, this is not pencil me in for a 30-3 season. Not the squad here, folks. This isn't, hey, we're going to win the Big 12 for the 17th time in 19 years. No, they're like a 5th place squad in this conference. Give me the Cougars of BYU. I will lay the 3 here at home. What do you think about this one?
You said it right from the start. This is not the same Kansas team that we're normally accustomed to. Coming off that loss at Utah, yeah, you normally back them in the spot, but man, they're 1-5 their last 6 quad 1 games.
Yes.
They've won 2 quad 1 games on the road this year, at Cincinnati and at Central Florida. Coming to BYU is different. This is a different place. I had BYU on Saturday against Kansas State, and that was kind of more of a play against Kansas State because they were so hot. They had covered, I think, 9 in a row.
Yeah.
And I just figured it was a bad spot for the Wildcats, and it was. And I think it's a bad spot for Kansas as well. Like, I don't believe in this team right now. They come in with all the hype. They're 8-6 in the conference. When's the last time they've been 8-6 at this point in the Big 12?
Combined over like 5 years, it might go 8-6 sometimes, or 3 years back in the day.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a bad spot.
I want to piggyback what you said about Cincy and UCF. UCF 4-10 in conference, Cincinnati 5-9. BYU and Kansas are both 8-6 here. I mean, this is and BYU's got the advantage because they beat them already. That's why Kansas is sitting in 6th place here. This is not Kansas. This is a Kansas by name, and I'm not buying it. BYU -3 for me. What's there to say? Sorry. I mean, this Houston looks good. I mean, Arizona making their presence felt here. I'm not a big Arizona coach fan, but anyway, official show picks. BYU -3. Michigan State -3. Okay, go 3.5. It's 3.5 now. Michigan State
3.5. Yep.
3.5. It's gone up. Again, a couple home teams, small little faves, and listen, I'm a dog guy most of the time. That's probably leans dogs too as well.
Yep.
But in some spots here, we're going to take home teams, small little favorites. I think we got 2 good spots for you here in the video today. These are the free picks. Gamblers rolled on that for the premiums. Matt got his best bet today. Get a day pass for him. He has multiple games up. I have a 3-pack up. I'm I think it was a 3-2 yesterday, just grinding along. Top there for college basketball, having a nice season. But the free picks, 25-19. We've been winning 2-1 yesterday. Michigan State -3.5. BYU -3. There you go. Here you go. We got 13 handicappers at Gamblers World on it. Go get it. $2.99 for the college basketball steal for the take you through the championship game. There you go. All access. It's there. It's in the description. Like, subscribe, notification bells on. I'll be back tomorrow with Matt talking Bama and Missouri, and I'll be doing New Mexico and Boise, a little Mid-Mountain West action there. We got to switch it up.
That's a great game. That's a sneaky great game.
It's really good. Well, we've got a winner for you up there tomorrow, but thanks for watching here on Tuesday. Good luck, everybody. Matt, good to see you. See you tomorrow.